What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. We're going to talk about sports tonight. Tonight is the NBA 75th season kickoff. So I'm not going to try to keep people too long. We're going to talk about who I think going to win the championship this year. We're going to talk a little bit about KYRIE, Ben Simmons, and break down a little bit of the NBA power rankings, as well as I'm going to go and recap a little bit of week 6 of the NFL and also cover a little bit of the power rankings and what do I think of the teams in the NFL so far this year. So without wasting any more time, let's get into it. It's a lot to cover, so I'm gonna try to get it going and do it in a nice amount of time for everybody. Before I go get started, I do want to give a special shout out to Sally Ann as well as my boy Ill Woods, Savannah. Keep everybody keep them in your thoughts and prayers while they go through a couple things tough times right now. And also don't forget, if you're new, please subscribe, bang that bell, hit that like, all that good stuff. Also go in the description box below. I got a podcast going live as well where you'll be able to check it out wherever the podcasts are played. And also join the membership. We got a lot of great things going on in the membership, watching movies, TV shows, talking, chatting about different subjects, sharing information, investing, getting to know each other. It's a really fun and cool place, cool thing that I have for everybody. So please go and join the channel membership for my YouTube channel. Become a part of the Discord community that I had created for everybody to come together and become friends and be a part of this thing of ours. Okay, so now that that's been covered and out of the way, let's kick it off with the NBA 75th season. The NBA is 75 years old, and this season it's got a lot of question marks up in the air. They pushing all players to be vaccinated in states where there's a vaccine mandate. Some people think the NBA is doing it. The NBA is not pressuring players to become vaccinated. It is in the states where there is a vaccine mandate, they have to be vaccinated. And that is in New York, California, and a couple other places, which is why you saw what happened with Andrew Wiggins and what is going on with Kyrie Irving. A lot of people don't know it is about 20 players in the NBA that are not vaccinated. Now, that's not a lot of players, don't get me wrong. Majority of players are vaccinated. But one notable player that is not vaccinated is Bradley Beal, plays for the Washington Wizards. The reason a lot of people don't talk about him is for a couple reasons. One, that their team is not a championship contender. So therefore, he's not putting the team's goal at risk by him not being able to play if he ended up catching COVID. And then two, it is no mandate for people to be vaccinated in order to enter a building in Washington, D.C. That is the case in New York State and California. So that is why they had to do that and make that, such a big deal, because those are teams that could possibly win and they want as many players available as possible. So we'll see how it go. My boy Birds Nation coming through with the super chat, kicking it through. What's up, brother? Appreciate you. You said super chat would not allow me to say how I really feel about Ben Simmons. Damn, what are you trying to say? What did you really want to say about Ben Simmons? Ben Simmons is a big crybaby. So we know that Ben Simmons has been wanting to get traded Philadelphia refused to trade him. So he ended up having to report to the team, or else he was going to lose money. They already took $8 million and some change of his salary and put it in escrow. So what his plan is to come to the team, be a distraction, be a problem, so that they don't want him there and they want to trade him. That's what he's trying to do. And it was reports that he had to get kicked out of practice and suspended from the team because of conduct detrimental to the team. That's what they left it at. We don't know what that conduct was exactly, but it's probably acting like a biatch. It's unfortunate that he's blaming the city of Philadelphia and taking this out on the team, basically, because he didn't perform to the best of his abilities when they needed him most, aka the playoffs. Now, Birds Nation, for coming through with the super chat. I always like to play a little funny video for everybody, as you know, to lighten the mood. So here we go. Here's a video for the super chat. This is Ben Simmons. He's a vampire. He's sucking the soul out of the team. Here we go. That's Ben right there, man. D Weave, what's good, fam? Appreciate you for coming through as well. So Ben Simmons, it doesn't realize, because he's young and spoiled, that he's making matters worse by doing that, because it's just continuing to lower his trade value. He's not going to get traded to a contender every time he does this. The likelihood of a contender wanting him goes down, and he keep it up and he gonna be on the worst team in the NBA. And you know, he gonna really be miserable. He'll really be miserable. So he needs to get his head together, play his best ball, and hope that they trade him by the trade deadline. Because right now, the way he's doing it, he's gonna just end up getting suspended, losing money, and still be a part of the team. And he's gonna be stuck. And he thinks that because he's, you know, his talent, he can act like a spoiled child and get his way. And what he's doing is just being a huge distraction to his team. This man is getting paid like $30 million, and he doesn't want to show up for work. I mean, how many people got to show up for work at a job that they don't want to show up for, and they not getting nowhere near $30 million? I know I'd have to do it. If you had to show up to work and you wasn't getting paid 30 million, let me see a one in there. Comments. Because you know, this dude doesn't realize what real life is about. And a lot of these supremely talented players like him, they never worked a real job before in their life. So they don't understand real life. They think they do, but they didn't have to go and punch a clock for 2 weeks in order to get $500-600. You know, this guy was given stuff and under the table, and people letting him borrow this and was fronting him that his whole life. I mean, really his whole life. He only went to college 1 year, and then he was in the NBA. So, I mean, he's been in the NBA since he was 19 years old. Since he was 19, he's been making millions. So he has no idea what the hell real life is. He's been 19 years old making millions of dollars. I mean, he can't even buy a drink. Couldn't even buy a beer. So he doesn't know nothing about no damn real life. He's a spoiled brat, and he thinks that he can manipulate and cry and pout his way into whatever situation he wants. All right, Miss Karen, how you doing? Glad to see you as always. We're gonna have to watch some more Succession. All right. Now, let's talk about the Milwaukee Bucks right quick. One thing I want to say about the Milwaukee Bucks is that they received their championship rings tonight. And I will have to say that these are the best championship rings I have ever seen in NBA history. And I hate to admit that because I do love some of the Bulls championship rings. I still think that they are very classy and very, elegant the way some of the Bulls championships rings was designed, especially with the Red Bull on there and all of that. But the Milwaukee Bucks new championship ring, it's the best championship ring I've ever seen. It's the best championship ring in history. Okay. And here's what it looks like. So they raised the banner. First of all, it's sold out at the arena. So I hope everybody is been tested and took a vaccine, did whatever it takes, because to be with however many thousands of people it takes to sell out that arena. I hope ain't nobody getting sick and contaminated and losing their life to see a basketball game. So, with that being said, take a look at this ring. This is the best championship ring ever. Look, and you'll see why. The championship ring turns into a necklace. You can turn the championship ring into a necklace. You push the button on the side, the top comes off, and it turns into a pendant. So it's a 2-in-1 ring. That's dope. I can't even lie. That's dope. You got the ring on your finger. You can take the top piece off, and it's scannable right there. You can take the top piece off, and it turns into a charm, a pendant. And then you can push it back in. That fear the deer goes in, and it has 360 diamonds in the ring. That green with the gold championship trophy does pop. That does pop. I ain't even gonna lie. And then on the side, so if that's the player, it's got Giannis and his number. It has the 40434242. That was the series wins. And the way that it separates when you push in the fear the deer and the Bucks and 6 on the side, squeeze it, it unlocks. Man, this is dope. I mean, let me get a 1R if you think this is one of the best rings ever. And put a 2R if you think it's not. But I definitely think this is just amazing and is humongous. And Giannis had some input into the ring, and he told them that it had to be bigger than the Lakers championship ring from the year before because his brother was on that team, Costas, and he said his ring need to be bigger than his. 360 diamonds on top, 16 emerald-shaped diamonds on the left side, and 16 emerald-shaped diamonds on the right side. The ring features the phrase "Fear the Deer" on one side with the player's name and jersey number. On the other side were the words "Bucks and 6." The rally cry adopted by fans during the finals run. There's even a removable top with a QR code underneath that, when scanned, plays video highlights from the season. Come on, man. That ring is interactive. When you scan the ring with your phone, it begins playing highlight reels from the championship run of that season. That is dope. I have to give it to them. They really did step their game up. And wow, that is definitely one of the best rings I ever seen. And I'm not even a Bucks fan. I wish the Bulls had this type of I thought about this and had this technology then. I ain't even gonna lie. Yeah, the Bucks playing good right now tonight. Yeah, Miss Karen, this ring is beautiful. Birds Nation, that's a 1R right there, baby. That is dope. One of the best ring made to date. That's right, man. This ring is amazing because a lot of people don't want to wear their ring everywhere, but you could take the top off and wear it as a chain. Now that's kind of dope because I would probably wear it as a chain and a pendant more than I would as a big old chunky ring on my finger. So man, that is really cool. That's an amazing design. The diamonds and everything. Wow. Yeah, that just is. They did a good job with that. They really, really did. So I had to give them credit for that. Definitely. Now, another thing, we see that the NBA kicked off tonight, and right now, the Lakers are playing, and I'll just do a quick, look see. And so a lot of people were thinking the Lakers weren't going to be that good this year because they didn't win any games in the preseason. But when you're dealing with an older team like the Lakers, they're not going to play hard in the preseason. They're going to let a lot of the pieces and players that they weren't sure about play in the preseason, and they were going to save their veterans, until the season starts. NBA season's a long season. Right now it's 14-12. They play in Golden State. And I think by mid-season, you'll definitely see what the Lakers are going to be made of. But I don't think the preseason was a good thing to go off of if you wanted to judge what the Lakers are going to do this year. The Lakers are the oldest team damn near in NBA history, but they're really not old. You got a bunch of 35, 36-year-olds. It ain't like they 40, but they got a lot of mileage. They got a lot of mileage. They like 36 years old, and they in their 18th, 19th year. So that's the difference. They may not be the oldest, but they do have a lot of mileage. The Bucks beat the hell out of the Nets, and that just goes to show that Kyrie Irving is needed. That extra 20 points would have made a difference. And also, the Bucks, they got a big, they got the chip off their shoulder. So now they feel like they the man. They're not afraid of Kevin Durant. They're not afraid of the Nets. And Giannis is coming. He's coming. He's made that next leap in his game. He's been developing the little jumper. And he works on his game, something Ben Simmons is not doing. Ben Simmons isn't working on his free throws. He isn't working on his jumpers. He's just working on being an ass. And that's not the right type of work you need to be putting in. And like you see, Giannis, here's the little piece of their ring right here they show. The ring is amazing. It's humongous. Keep in mind, this dude, Giannis Antetokounmpo, is 6'11", 6'10". So he's a big dude. So to see this ring on his hand, this guy can palm a basketball with no problem. So to be able to see this ring on his hand is really nice. And I like their warm-ups. They actually getting their little gear together too. I'm going to have to give it to them. So this is their championship celebration, banner raised. Look at all those phones and different stuff going on. And what ends up happening, well, that ain't phones, I don't think. Everybody ain't got their phone like that. But what ends up happening, this is the first time that they got their ring celebration because of COVID and everything going on. So they didn't have the last year, the ring ceremony, because they didn't have people inside the stadiums. So this is their banner. Each NBA team gets a banner in their building to commemorate what they did. And so they raising the banner up, and then they got the rings, and then wait till you see how big the rings look on their hand. As big as they are, to still see the ring, I mean, yeah, these rings is big. So, you know, they definitely you might see one on Pawn Stars in a couple years from some of the role players or something. But you know, if you were able to buy Giannis ring, they probably would have that for $1 million or something for that ring if you was trying to buy it on the off market, maybe even more. Which he wouldn't sell, but they were supposed to show where's the dang on ring at? Hold on. I just wanted you all to see it on his finger right quick. There's the ring. Look how big he is to all these guys. They look like kids to him. And they're gonna show that ring on his finger, man. Look at that. That was fast though, but let me see if I can. Oh shoot. Boy, that is a rock. There we go. Anyway, that's some big ass rings. So anyway, the Bucks looking good. And it looks like you know, it's the first game of the year. You can never put too much on the first game of any season. And you know, you can't, you know, say because of what somebody did do or didn't do in the first game that you know, that's what may happen. But the Bucks did get good. When you get that chip off your shoulder and your mind and your body makes that next leap, it's definitely gonna be something to reckon with. And so I'm gonna go over real quick what the NBA has as the top 5 teams to possibly win the championship. And I'm gonna tell you if I agree with that ranking and what would I do to make a change. So hold on, let me pull it out. All right. So, real quick, number 1 team the NBA has as the chance to win the title is the Brooklyn Nets. Now, everybody thought the Brooklyn Nets would be number 1 team to win the title. And even without Kyrie Irving, they probably, as long as they stay healthy with James Harden as well as Kevin Durant, they do have a hell of a talented team. I don't know if I would put them number 1 without Kyrie, but without Kyrie, I would probably have them either 1 or 2. So I'm not way off and out of disagreement with that. And all of these predictions are as if the teams are healthy when it comes time to playoffs. If any team is not healthy when it comes time to playoffs, of course, it goes out the window. So what I'm saying now is assuming that these teams are healthy time for playoffs. Now, they say that the Nets are going to win 58 out of 82 games, which is very good. They have 4 top 100 players. They have Kevin Durant in the ranked number 1 in the NBA as the best player in the NBA. I'm not sure about that. I would probably have Giannis number 1 as the best player in the NBA, or still LeBron James. Because Kevin Durant, I would say, is the best scorer in the NBA, but he doesn't really make his teammates better. He's not the best passer, and he doesn't rebound as much, do a couple other things as good as the other players. So I would maybe have Kevin Durant number 3, Giannis number 1, LeBron 2, Kevin Durant 3. But they have Kevin Durant is the best player in the NBA. James Harden is the 10th best player in the NBA. So the Nets have 2 top 10 players. Kyrie is the 20th best player in the NBA, and Joe Harris is ranked 75. So they got 4 top 100 players. That's pretty good to have 4 of the top 100 players in the NBA. Now, the second best team they have is the Milwaukee Bucks. Now, they expect the Bucks to win 57 games, one less game than Brooklyn. And they have Giannis ranked 2. So they have him ranked 2 in the NBA. Chris Middleton, 19, one step better than Kyrie. And Drew Holiday, 22. So they got 3 top 100 players and 3 top 25. So they are pretty talented, and they do have some good role players. And then these guys normally are healthy. So that also make a difference. And they're younger than Brooklyn as well. I would probably put them maybe, so I would probably lead as second as well. Because if they got the monkey off their back, they're no longer afraid of Brooklyn, but we'll see how everything go. I might even put them ahead of Brooklyn. It depends on how the Kyrie Irving situation goes. If it just keeps dragging on, and it just becomes a distraction and they get tired of answering about it and it ends up wearing the team down, then that could be beneficial to them. If Kyrie decides to come back sooner or says, you know what, just trade me to a city where I do not need to have the vaccine, then depending on where they trade him and what they get back in return would make me decide whether or not they would be better. I think that if they did trade him somewhere else and got 2 or 3 good players back, maybe 2 top 100 players back, I think they would be better off because they could use James Harden to run the point. You get another shooting guard or a small forward or a big man or something. They would definitely be better off. Kyrie, as we know, has a history of being injured all the time. So I don't know. I don't think that you need Kyrie to win. I think you need another talented piece or 2. So I would trade Kyrie for a couple other players that's in the top, 25 or top 30 players in the NBA, definitely. And one of the keys that helped them, that hurts Milwaukee is that PJ Tucker left and went to, I believe he went to Brooklyn or Miami. Where did he go? Let's see. So yeah, it ain't saying right here, but I think he went to Brooklyn. So that was a bad move. They have Lakers at 3. I think the Lakers could easily, I think any of these top 3 teams could easily be interchangeable right now. And they have the Lakers at 53 wins. Now, I know a lot of people think that Westbrook is not the best fit, and I don't think he is either. He can't shoot the 3. He can't really shoot as well as they would need. But at the same time, he's a great energizer bunny. And if they had LeBron run the point, which of course we know that's what LeBron normally does, it's the LeBron James system. That's what he knows how to play in. So LeBron James is not a great shooter to play off ball either. That's the difference between him and Kevin Durant. Is Kevin Durant can play off ball because he's an amazing shooter, whereas LeBron James needs the ball in his hand because he can't really shoot as much. So he needs to dribble past people, back them down, make the pass, do this and that, which is great, but it doesn't allow him to play off ball and allow somebody else to flourish. Like Michael Jordan, he played with the ball in his hands, and then when they convinced him, why don't you let Scottie Pippen run the point and run with the ball in his hands, Michael Jordan worked on his jump shots and other things, became still to continue to be a great scorer, but it allows Scottie Pippen to elevate and become a great player as well. So we'll see if LeBron is able to do something similar. but they have 3 top 30 players and 2 top 10. So they're just on the level of Brooklyn, whereas they got LeBron ranked 3rd best in the NBA, Anthony Davis the 9th best player in the NBA. So he's 1 ahead of James Harden, but LeBron is 2 behind Kevin Durant. But Westbrook, they have 29th. I don't know if it's 28 other players better than Russell Westbrook in the NBA. But Russell Westbrook is an amazing player. They have 3 top 100. All the rest of these people talking about Carmelo Anthony, Dwight Howard, all these guys, they're old. They're no longer the people that you remember them to be. They are not top 100 players, but they will be great to play their role. And they say that Talen Horton-Tucker could be a big breakout for them this year. And I think so too. He's very athletic. He could play the 2 or, fill in some spots at the point. And I think that he will definitely make a difference for them, as well as Malik Monk and Kendrick Nunn. And they got, Dwight, Carmelo, and Rondo. They got a really good team as long as they can stay healthy. They have Phoenix Suns number 4 as the chance to win this NBA championship. I would not put Phoenix that high. I would have Denver ahead of Phoenix. Jamal Murray should be back. Michael Porter Jr. is going to be playing better. And I think that they'll be better than Phoenix. Chris Paul is another year older. They don't need him to be the star of the team, but I do not think that they will have the same success as last year, because I think a lot of that success came because the Lakers were hurt and pretty much every other team that they needed to go through was injured. And that was a perfect run for them to have all those teams injured. And that's what allowed them to make it. They got 4 top 100 players, which is very good. Chris Paul is still ranked 13, Devin Booker 15, DeAndre Ayton 35, and Bridges 66. But without Chris Paul, and if Chris Paul is out of this team, then these 3, they ain't gonna be able to hold it together. I think it's a wrap for them. So that all relies on Chris Paul. Another team that I think is actually better than Phoenix is the Utah Jazz. Yeah, the Jazz, man. They got 6 top 100 players. 6. They got Donovan Mitchell, 18. Rudy Gobert, 25th. Mike Conley, 48. Joe Ingles, 62. Bogdanovich, 67. And Jordan Clarkson, 90. Jordan Clarkson is a very good scorer off the bench. They have a well-rounded team. I mean, that's a starting 5 and a 6-man. I mean, that's a lot of talent on the Utah Jazz. And I think that after them playing together for so long, getting so close to, winning, they had the best record in the West last year. And so I think that, they have tasted getting close to, making it. And now I think they're ready to get over the hump. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Utah in the Western Conference Finals. I wouldn't. Remember, y'all heard it here first. Also, Golden State has a good team on paper as long as everybody is healthy. With Clay and with Steph, and then you throw in Wiggins as the glue. I definitely think they got a lot in there, and they don't need Draymond to do as much. If James Wiseman is able to make that leap and put some things together, they got a lot of talent too. And they have Miami listed as 6, which I'm not sure about that. Miami plays hard. They have a great work ethic. They try, but I do not see them maybe even beating Boston in the East. And so I don't put Miami 6. They got 4 top 100 players with Jimmy Buckets at 16, Bam at 21, Kyle Lowry 43 and Duncan at 92, but I do not think that they will be in the hunt for the championship. They got lucky in the bubble, and I don't think that that's going to be the case. My boy Brillo say the Lakers is going to be the champions this year. They do have a good chance to be the champions because if they are healthy at the right time, then they got enough talent, experience, and everything to make it. So we will see. But it never looks good for old teams by the time the year comes around to the end for playoff times. Normally, old teams are hurt, sore, tired, fall apart, and they never have what you thought they would when the season started. So we'll see. Birds Nation, you think Joelle Embiid is number one? Joel Embiid is number one best center in the NBA. I give you that. He the best center in the NBA. And I would probably put, because even though Jokic is a center, he really like a power forward. And Jokic is very good, but he can't do nothing with Anthony Davis. He really can't. Anthony Davis always shuts him down. And Embiid, because he's stuck with Ben Simmons, he's always shooting threes and too much. He just needs to just work that paint, pop the corner three, and he needs a real point guard. If they traded Ben Simmons for KYRIE, that would actually be a perfect trade for everybody involved. But KYRIE did threaten to retire if he was traded. Then he said he ain't going to retire. But then he was all over the place when he was talking on Instagram. So there's no way to know what that dude is doing. But he needs to get some clarity and move on. Either, take the shot and play, or just say trade me to somewhere where I don't have to do that. And therefore, you don't have to worry about all this. You don't have to have people saying that you being selfish or you costing the team. Allow the team to trade you and move on. Simple as that. You say Carmelo is old, time goes by fast. You ain't lying. Carmelo is the oldest player in the NBA right now, which is just amazing to me to even hear that and think that. And his time with the Knicks was a good time. It went by really fast. Really fast. I remember thinking that the Knicks had a chance for a couple years when Carmelo was there, especially with Stoudemire. Carmelo ran Jeremy Lin out of town. They should have kept Jeremy Lin. With the D'Antoni system, Jeremy Lin looked like an all-star. And then he left, and he was never the same. But when he was in the D'Antoni system, Jeremy Lin was balling. And Melo ain't like that. So it is what it is. You say, if you ask me, LeBron should play his position small forward. Rondo should be starting point guard, Westbrook shooting guard, Davis power forward, Howard center. That's a good lineup. And, Rondo health is probably the main problem. If Rondo probably can't run a full season no more as a starting point guard. That's probably part of the reason. And Rondo is probably up there with him as far as age. He got to be either the same age or a year behind. He can't be too much younger than Melo, 2 years behind. So Rondo got a lot of miles on him, and it's not the same. So, but that's a good lineup, and that would be probably the greatest lineup in history if they came together in their prime. You got Rondo at the point, Westbrook at the 2, LeBron at the 3, Anthony Davis at the 4, and Dwight Howard. That's the thing. People got to remember these guys are not all in their prime, because if they were, this will be the greatest lineup ever assembled, man. You got damn near Hall of Fame talent. No, I take that back. You do have Hall of Fame talent at every position. Rondo in Boston was amazing. Triple doubles, pass, rebound. He never could shoot. He could shoot a little bit better now, but he ain't got the athleticism he used to have. But Rondo was a triple double machine before everybody was getting triple doubles. Westbrook at the 2, if he could shoot the 3, Westbrook could be probably one of the greatest players that ever. Well, he already is one of the greatest players that ever lived. But if he could shoot the 3, Westbrook might be in conversations with KD and LeBron. I ain't even about to lie. And Jordan. Westbrook is amazing what he has accomplished. This man not only has put up a triple-double, averaging 30 points a game, triple-double for a season, he's done it like 3 or 4 times. Whereas it's only been one time in NBA history where a player averaged a triple-double. For those who don't know, that's averaging double digits in 3 different statistical categories: points, rebounds, and assists. He averaged triple-double about 4 or 5 different seasons in his career. He did it like 3 years in a row, and I think he did it just this last year in Washington. So I think it's 4 years, if I'm not mistaken. In the entire NBA 75-year history, it's only been done by one person one time, other than Westbrook. And he's only 6'1" or 2. He's not even big. So Westbrook is amazing. And, if he could shoot the 3, he probably would have won a championship already. But, nobody's perfect. And, Westbrook is a very talented and amazing person. So, player. All right. Let me go ahead and get to this NBA power rankings. Let me cover a little bit of this NBA right quick before I get up out of here. I ain't going to keep this show too long. Like I say, I see a lot of people is probably trying to watch the Lakers right now and watch the NBA. And before I get into the power rankings, let's see what the Lakers is going head to head right now with the Golden State Warriors. And it's a 4-point lead for the Lakers. So let's see with the game cast right now. LeBron got 12 points, 5 rebounds. Westbrook is 0 for 3 from field goal. He missed his only 3-point shot, and he has 1 assist. Carmelo, 2 for 5. He got 5 points. He 1 for 2 from 3. Let's see who else did something. You see Steph Curry got 8 points in 12 minutes. Wiggins got 3 points in 5 minutes. And you see Iguodala is back, and he's old too. He's back with the Warriors. He's got 5 points. And so, we'll see. Whereas with the Lakers, Anthony Davis, 14 points. And that's the thing. The Warriors don't really have anybody that can do anything with Anthony Davis. They trying to put Looney up in there or Draymond Green, and they really don't have anybody that could work with him, especially since Wiseman ain't in there. Anthony Davis already has 14 points, 3 boards. LeBron, 14 points, 5 rebounds. That's just in 10, 12 minutes with them. And then, Melo with 5. Dwight Howard only played 2 minutes so far. Rondo put in 6 minutes. Monk 6 minutes. So, they got a lot of talent. The Warriors, in Discord, I was talking with somebody who say the Warriors may make a run and have a chance at a title this year. I don't agree with that, but the Warriors do have some talent, and if that health is a big thing in the NBA and in sports and period. And so if they get Klay Thompson back, Wiseman playing, Steph Curry, Dre, and Wiggins are all healthy and playing, they do have enough talent to make some noise. So we'll see what happens with that. But this is the first game of the season, and you can't take the first game of the season too serious. Now, the NFL power rankings right now. Right now, the Arizona Cardinals undefeated, 6-0. They haven't played any good teams to you know take away some credit. They haven't played any good teams, but as a young team themselves and the quarterback Kyler Murray, they have done an amazing job. He's performing perfectly, and it looks like Arizona may be there at the end of the year. The real test will be next year because the NFL, they changed the schedule up based on your performance. So they didn't do that good last year, so they got a weak schedule. This year they'll win so much that they'll get a strong schedule, and we'll see if they're able to continue the success. The Ravens with Lamar Jackson is looking very good. Lamar Jackson is looking like having another MVP year. The amount of things he could do passing the ball with his legs, the defense. I mean, everything with the Ravens is coming together right now. And, the Ravens definitely are looking like a team to be reckoned with. Tampa Bay, everybody thought Tampa Bay would be here at the beginning of the season. Tom Brady has an all-star roster, and they are performing well. They've only lost one game. They 5-1, just like the Ravens, and it looks like they are who we thought they are. Now, the tripped out part is we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams that are 5-1 right now in the NFL. The others are the Packers. The Packers lost the very first game of the season. Aaron Rodgers looked like he was out of step, maybe even, uncoordinated. And ever since then, they've won 5 in a row, and he's got them looking like the best team in the NFL damn near. I mean, they just beat my Bears, unfortunately. I'm so tired of the Packers. That's the only team I really hate. I know some people hate the Cowboys, this, that, and the other. I'm so tired of the damn cheeseheads and the Packers. They've been beating on my Bears for damn near 40 years of my life with Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers playing back-to-back 30 years. Damn, we ain't never had a damn quarterback that good, and they had 2 back-to-back. That ain't even fair. It need to be an investigation or something. Anyway, we got Justin Fields. Well, hopefully he's able to, grow into something as good. But I'm not sure about the Bears coach Nagy, and what he's going to be able to do. I hope he don't contaminate Justin and ruin his confidence like he did Trubisky. The Cowboys, I tried to tell people the Cowboys were going to be a good team. They looked good in HBO Hard Knocks. They lost only one game. That was against Tampa Bay in the very first game of the season. And they actually should have won it, but their coach blew it. He left too much time on the clock, which allowed Tom Brady to bring the team back, score, and win that game. And I'm wondering if old thick neck McCartney is going to end up being the thing that helps bring the Cowboys down this year, because the play calling right then in that first game was horrible. Now, I haven't watched every Cowboys game this year, but I will say I have seen the highlights and kept up with what's going on, and the Dak attack is real. Dak Prescott looks damn good. I ain't even gonna lie. The Cowboys have a lot of weapons. They got Easy E on the running back, Easy E, Ezekiel Elliott. You got CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper. I mean, they loaded with weapons and talent on the offensive end. And then their defense is holding up. And that was the weak point for the Cowboys the last few years, is their defense. And they have been holding up, and the Cowboys are looking damn good. So I got to give credit where credit is due. Ill Woods, you say you hate the Patriots and the Steelers. That is the Ravens' nemesis. You ain't lying. Our other nemesis is the Lions, but I don't worry about the Lions. The Lions ain't worth a damn. That's just picking on like it's taking money, candy from a baby. Talk about the Lions. Blatant truth. Yeah, the star is looking good. The Cowboys, y'all looking good. I can't even lie. I cannot tell a lie. So, and then the Rams. Who would have thought all they needed to do was get rid of Jared Goff for Matthew Stafford? That just goes to show the Lions, they don't know how to manage their talent. They should have kept Jim Caldwell. I don't know why they got rid of Jim Caldwell. Jim Caldwell did a great job when he was with the Colts. And then they got rid of him as if like they used to winning. And Matthew Stafford turns out to be the number one pick that everyone thought he was years ago. But he's been contaminated in Detroit. I hope that doesn't happen to Justin Fields because Matthew Stafford looks amazing in you know, the Rams in LA. That warm weather, that glow, he's performing like a champ. And he has the Rams looking great. Jared Goff, he's been contaminated now by Detroit. I mean, keep in mind, Jared Goff was the number one pick. He did lead the Rams to the Super Bowl just a couple years ago, and now he's looking horrible in Detroit. Detroit just got a rain cloud over whoever plays quarterback or whoever plays there, period. Whether it's Calvin Johnson, Barry Sanders, it don't matter. That's just horrible place to go play some football. And you Bap say Stafford had way more potential than the Lions let him realize. That's true. It definitely seems that that's the case because you know, they got some great play calling going for him. He always had an arm. He always had arm strength and arm talent, but the Lions never drafted him enough talent though. They never drafted wide receivers for him other than Calvin Johnson being there. They didn't spend number one draft picks on wide receivers that panned out. They didn't get another running back other than Barry. They just kind of left him hanging and expected him to make the most of it. And to his credit, I mean, the Lions weren't going winless before he came. The Lions went, 0-16 one year. Didn't win a single game. And so, that was a chance to rebuild the team up, get him all the talent he need. And once they got him, they was like, okay, we done. And that's unfortunate. So I think that those teams right there, out of the teams that are 5-1 and the Arizona Cardinals, if we go by conference, I say Baltimore and maybe Buffalo, and I might even sprinkle a little Chargers, and the Bengals actually look good too. Joe Burrow they 4-2. But I don't know if they are there yet. I would say it's Buffalo, the Chargers. I'm still not sold on Tennessee and the Ravens. Between those three, and if I had to pick one, I'm not exactly sold on Lamar from the pocket, although he's doing a great job this year. He really is. So I think if it came down to it, it may be between Buffalo and the Ravens, and coming out of the AFC to go to the Super Bowl right now. Now, I don't want to discount Patrick Mahomes. Their defense is atrocious. He's trying to make a lot happen with his passing. It's a lot of season left. And so, Kansas City is 3-3. They still could turn out being 14-3, or they still could have a very good record, to say the least. So I'm not going to say that they're done. They're still very much in the mix. trying to figure this out. But as of right now, if the playoffs were to start today, I would pick between Buffalo and the Ravens of who would be coming down to going to the represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. And if I was to go to the NFC, I would say it would be between Green Bay and Tampa Bay. We're going to take it to the Bay. The Cowboys are looking very good, though. Very good. They would be my third sleeper. I mean, the NFC is looking amazing this year. I can't even lie. I mean, you got the Cardinals 6-0, Tampa Bay, Green Bay, Dallas, and the Rams at 5-1. The NFC is looking like the best conference in the NFL right now. So I definitely got to take that into consideration. And even my Bears are 3-3, but I don't have the same hope for them as I do with Kansas City because Justin Fields still trying to figure it out. And our schedule and things is not the same. Plus, they knew. So I don't think that they can get there just yet. But with that being said, if I was to pick, I might go with Tampa Bay because I'm not going to bet against Brady. I'm not going to bet against Aaron Rodgers, even though he kicked my Bears' ass with that old thick porn star mustache he wearing. And if I was to pick a sleeper pick, and shout out to Jameis Winston doing this thing over there in New Orleans. I might throw the Cowboys in there. I don't trust the Cardinals yet. They got to beat some playoff caliber teams before I say the Cardinals are legit. They've beat up on a lot of teams that aren't no good and that are not going to be making the playoffs. And so with that happening, I do not want to say that the Cardinals are going anywhere yet. Yeah, Bap. All right, yeah, whatever. I didn't need you to say that. I ain't need you to say that, girl. Big Jimmy, what's good, brother? What's up? What's up? Yeah, what up, D? That's right. What's up? So you see the Bills versus Cowboys, digs on digs. They gonna be extra a deep dig up in that piece, double dig. Yeah, I see you over there. I already talked about that. I hate the damn Packers. I'm tired of watching the Packers for 30 years beat up on my Bears with all these damn amazing quarterbacks back to back. That's another team that doesn't really do what they're supposed to do, though. You had Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers for 30 years, and you only get 2 Super Bowls. Like, that's horrible. But they got them. They keep kicking my team's ass, so ain't nothing I can say on that. But they should have at least as many as in that span. They should have won at least 4 or 5 with that amount of talent, but they don't surround the teams properly. But they have done it enough for them to win at least one apiece. So I will give them credit for that. But anyway. All right, y'all. I appreciate everybody for coming through with Sports Talk tonight. I tried to cover everything in a good, manner and not drag it on too much. And I appreciate everybody for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, bang that bell. You can check it out in your car, on the podcast, wherever podcasts are found, wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. I want to thank everybody for the comments. Don't forget to subscribe, join the membership. We can continue the conversation in the Discord. And I want to tell everybody, be safe. Bap, you over here, you cutting deep up in here, girl. You're cutting deep. You done brought up Jay Cutler. More like Jay Gutler, because he was gutless. Come on now. You're hurting me over here, girl. You're trying to give me nightmares tonight. I appreciate everybody. Thanks a lot. I'm glad y'all came through. Thanks for watching. And I'll see y'all on the next video. Peace. Be safe. And I'm out of here. Deuces.